So in an ever-loading world where simply when your address could just be leaked, and basically this could be an IP address or your home address if you actually got doxed on the classical uh, doxbin.com where people actually got doxed. This also contains 18 plus things and many others. So basically, if you do a doxbin, this is where scumbags actually will get doxed. Basically, um, basically what it's about, it simply is about people who are basically doxing people, and basically if they're a shit person they will actually be accepted and be posted on here where people could go and annoy uh, or harass the person who did this. And there's actually a whole of autism. Yeah, right.
Your dox is on Doxbin. There's a pounding in your head.
That kind of speaks for itself. Basically, these are all the people that try to use Doxbin to their own advantage by doxing other people, but they managed to fuck over somehow because Doxbin's community managed to dox themselves. Basically, they managed to dox themselves by the whole community, and soon they basically got the IP address, the home address, and everything else. And here's the docs. I know for a fact this channel's probably gonna get copyrighted, but basically, this is this is literally on Doxbin where you could go to the Hall of Autism and literally harass her. I kid you not, you can literally do this. All you need to do is just go to Doxbin and you go to the Hall of Autism. And not in that, but there's actually multiple doxes that you can do. Like if there's a famous YouTuber that you actually hate and they're about to fuck over with a literal doxing community, their doxing information could just be on the place. And not only that, but if you search up your name in there, and if there's a dox about it, that is why someone really hates you, and they've actually convinced the actual community to hate you, because I think it's really like depends on, because like what it's about, it's simply about is about basically leaking information by using the IP address and simply make it like the. But what for such an old IP address? It's just gonna lead it to London. But there's actually people that are designed in order to take the IP address and manage to track the exact location where it is. It could be a broad statement, but there's actually people who are specifically trained in order to take the IP address and decode it so that they can get a specific address. And this address can be turned into a home address or basically an address where the computer is located at the time of posting. This also could be in many forms. For example, when you post of your YouTube or on TikTok or on Twitter, that always, if it's a picture, for example, that picture always has its IP address. Basically, it has its own address where it was taken, and not only that, but the picture may have some information about where it was taken also, basically on where the surroundings are, what is there, and some people who are trained enough in order to basically search across the world, they may find it in a couple of hours. And that's the main dangerous bit where anyone who's very trained could just track you down easily by simply one photo. And if it's around your house, that's even worse because now they have your home address. It's literally like so basically there's literally like a Doxbin transparency report where basically it's basically transparent with everything. Uh so basically what it is about is simply this is uh basically what it is it's basically all the DMCA takedowns. Of course this place gets a fucking lot shit ton of takedowns because right, and sometimes they'll remove it or sometimes they won't remove it. It really depends. If they're a minor, for example, they will be removed. But if they're over the age of 18, then it won't be removed. It simply is because minors cannot have their data leaked. And due to that, right, the data cannot just simply be on this website where it's about leaking because it's simply leaking some minors' information and it's really terrible. Uh, uh, Not that, but these are across the world, by the way. Like, everyone across the world is literally doing a DMCA take on it. So, let's see if the music's still up. I think, yeah, I think the music has stopped. And I just accidentally fucking closed it. Well, let's go to the... So, yeah, these are all the people, and some of them look like potheads. I kid you not, some of them literally look like potheads and crackheads and absolute knobheads. And trust me, these people think that you could just be really, really swag and just be cool with it. But trust me, don't fuck with this community. But that's a... So yeah, I'm practically leaking information. YouTube, please do not take this video down. If we... I know if I'm talking about leaking information, but please do not take this video down. I'm probably gonna get banned. So basically, this is the IP addresses could just be used, and you can do an IP lookup, and simply if you have a DNS, for example, and if you take a look, what is a DNS? A DNS is simply a way where data can be sent from one server to another server, and then from that server to your computer, and it's much more faster than sending directly to your computer. So basically, as you see, it's literally not showing my... It's literally showing my location via IP6 and IP4. Another happened is search no, but there's actually Tor servers. If you don't know what Tor servers are like the black market of browsers. Basically, they're probably like the only thing that you need, just so that you can actually go and buy some illegal shit and bring it to your front door. Imagine illegal Amazon. It's basically a way in order to make sure that you can actually get your illegal products, and if they are known to, if the police notice or the authorities, they could actually do a sting operation where they will find you to basically get the object, and it could be a gun or anything, but it may be actually a trap, and this trap, right, could just lead you to be arrested, or, and basically in the UK you actually get the really, really terrible charges, or really hard charges, since guns and ranged weapons are absolutely terrible, since basically this is a country where you have no guns but you have a shit ton of knives, so knife to a gunfight is absolutely terrible. So, and this says about how you can cover up your identity. It's simply in multiple ways. It's basically talking about using VPN, and basically VPN is going to speed up your internet via switching out your IP address with another address that could just be sent to a server. Basically, you're connected to a server, and that server could just be your whole new location. Basically, it's basically covering up your identity by putting the IP address towards the servers, making so that instead of locating you, you locate the servers, and therefore it won't locate you because it won't locate back. Basically, if there's multiple people using that specific VPN, that could make it much more better, since that it could just track any of these ones. However, all these ones could just be wrong or right. And using a proxy server, so a proxy server can reroute your browser. Trust me, this is how it kind of works. Basically, block website. Basically, this is how it kind of works. So imagine if I'm on the school computer and search up unblock games. If I search up that's gonna go like website banned or something like that, because that's the word unblocked in it. You cannot do anything about that. VPNs, I had experience with them. They're actually one of the best ways to bypass the firewall and basically the proxy via connecting to another server, because simply it will literally try to, instead of blocking it, it will use own VPN, therefore send its connection to a server. And due to that, way, it will actually bypass the firewall and basically use that server as leverage to get the content. Basically, this is mostly the best way in order to bypass the filter. And you know what I do? I use VPN in school. I use this thing in school, right? And it's really amazing. All I have to do is just install the extension, go through it. You don't have to log in. And basically, you can just click on turn on. It basically be a VPN, and then basically it connects to a localized server. Sometimes it may not work, but you need to keep on doing this until it works. And then you can literally go to the unblocked websites. I even played a game called Deadshot.io. It's actually a really nice game. I'm actually gonna make a video on it. Like, probably like the next video is gonna be on Deadshot.io, because fucking hell, I'm really good at it. Especially in school though, because I'm really fucking good at it. So yeah, and the last thing to talk about is client to servers. What is it? Request. Basically, this is where the client requests packets or data from the server, the original server, via a web URL that's actually translated into our IP address that'll be used in order to track to the original server that hosts the data. For example, if you go to google.com, uh, if you go to google.com, basically google.com is actually an IP address that is basically translated into a web URL, something that we can understand. And basically, what when you put in google.com, is being translated into, well, into an IP address, and this IP address will help the computer, and basically it uses the connection of the internet to basically help it to reroute to the right server so that you can get the right packets and be sent to you. But I mean, there's multiple things that could go in the way of it. For example, if you have some poor or low quality wires, this can actually increase the error rate of the actual data, because since the data is actually not really that good, really receive it towards your computer, some data is actually going to get lost, and therefore the error rates will normally increase. Therefore, it'll probably take longer and longer, since you need to request those same packets again and again, and therefore this increases the usage of your bandwidth, since you need to focus on getting all of this juicy packets towards your PC. What about what else? Oh wait, what about the clients? So basically, it really depends. Basically, a higher bandwidth doesn't mean by faster rates. This is basically made by the Wi-Fi companies, or aka BT Group, in order to simply say that, oh yeah, if you get a higher bandwidth, you get much more speed. That's simply false. Instead, right, you get much more capacity, not speed. Speed is to do with how quick something is, and speed, and aka speed between the internet and basically the item, could be improved by DNSs and all these other things, but cannot be instant. There's always going to be a delay to it, because you can't expect everything to be fast. If you expect everything to be fast, then, well, then the plane industry will be booming, since you could go to one place to another literally underneath a second, like I said, with some teleporter. But that's just simply unrealistic. Just like the data being sent really fast if you have high bandwidth, that's simply capacity. So what else do I have to say about this? So if you're in a business, for example, business Wi-Fi's and servers are typically reserved for the bigger companies, since that they have extremely high amounts of bandwidth, since that they can hold much more capacity of the internet and the amount of users, and basically due to that, right, this could turn it into basically a really good way in order to simply have multiple people to surf on the internet at once and receive packets. And basically, they can have multiple Wi-Fi's and multiple routers and multiple systems in places, so that there'll be enough data, basically enough bandwidth in order to support all these computers very smoothly. Because if you think about it, if all the computers are turned on and access the internet, I'd probably watch a YouTube video, and during that YouTube video, you're actually receiving packets from different while you're watching the video, and as that grey bar expands, that's when the computer receives the packet of the next section of the content, unpacks it, and then puts it in the video, and basically it keeps on doing this until the video is complete, or if there's some sort of error. For example, if you're using mobile data and you turn it off by accident, this could actually literally disable the connection between your phone, aka the Wi-Fi, towards the internet, and therefore they can't get the data that is required, and therefore that's where you get a stutter. There's multiple things I can literally explain within this video, and it's actually getting longer as it is. But there's actually one they say that is that I can actually teach you and be a computer science teacher or your iMedia teacher, since I'm actually going to be an excel in both of these subjects expectedly, because simply I know all of this at the age of probably 14 or 15, but this is literally amazing knowledge that I have. I know that, but coding is not really good for me. I don't really like that coding, but it's really interesting to know all about this, especially for people like you, the elderly, and all this and that, because I'm not only teaching you the dangers of basically if someone has your IP address, but I'm also teaching you basically ways in order to defend that and not that, but to deflect that. You guys have, of course, seen multiple things that probably gonna get me banned, but there's one thing to know, that is, I know how to be a good teacher. See ya.